Hello and welcome. I am Olumide Macaulay. Tonight, hoodlums attacked the legislative quarters of the Edo State House of Assembly in Benin, the Edo State capital, leaving destruction in their wake. The PDP and the APC trade words over the attack on the Edo State legislator, Razak Momo. The Nigerian Prisons Service sets up a probe panel to investigate the circumstances which led to the riot by inmates at the Kirikiri prison in Lagos State. And at least 553 people are reported killed in the battle for Kobani.
On business news, the Minister of Finance persuades investors to put more of their funds in the Nigeria Sovereign Wealth Fund.
And on sports news, Nigeria's hopes of defending her African Nations Cup title hangs in the balance as the Super Eagles lose to Sudan.
We begin tonight in Edo State, Nigeria's south-south region, where some unknown hoodlums have attacked the Edo State House of Assembly quarters in Ihama, GRA, Benin City, destroying several cars and other properties. Some of the lawmakers told our correspondent that the gunmen came this morning, overpowered the security men at the premises gates to gain access, and then destroyed about 30 cars belonging to the lawmakers. They say the hoodlums also attempted to gain entrance into some of the houses, shooting sporadically into the air and at the buildings.
In the space of 4 days, the Edo State Legislative Quarters has come under attack again. And this is just after a PDP lawmaker, Razak Momo, was beaten up by suspected thugs in the premises on Tuesday, an attack that left him hospitalized and a lawmaker charged to court. In this recent attack, vehicles belonging to lawmakers were destroyed by suspected hoodlums.
When I look at it, when we were shooting politically, I said, no, this must be a tout. I have to run for my dear life.
It's very clear that their intention was to kill, because the bullet marks on walls and on doors means that they were trying to break into the houses in order to get to the members of the house. We understand also that they were led here by the police. As we speak, because I called the police commissioner immediately we heard this noise. As we speak, the police commissioner has not deemed it fit to come here to see what has happened here.
Broken bottles, shattered glasses and empty cartridges still littered the floor at the time Governor Shomale arrived to the quarters. As the governor takes a tour of the premises, shouts by some of the people around signaled the arrival of the state's commissioner of police, Folusho Adebanjo. He turned back before we could get him in shot. An obviously unhappy Governor Shomale wonders why the police would appear to be partial in its dealings with the people concerned in the current situation.
I will expect that any functionary of the ruling party at the federal level will share the concern of the president for peace and security. I am not so much worried about the violent character of the PDP. I am more worried by what seems to be the police readiness to provide them with cover.
The leadership of the PDP is not keeping quiet in all of these.
He has expressed his disappointment and lack of faith on the leadership of Edo State Police Command. I think this is part of his grand plan to engage the services of soldiers to unleash terror on innocent citizens of Edo State. To this end, we are informed that he has already moved out some soldiers to be part of his security team.
We eventually caught up with the police commissioner. He is insisting he doesn't want to join issues with anybody, but confirmed the arrest of some suspects and promised to clamp down on political hooliganism in all its ramifications.
And I want to sound this note of warning. I have bad news for them, or if you want good news. That political struggle will not be allowed to fester here in Edo State. And from now on, it's going to be real very, very serious. We are going to deal ruthlessly with all political actors and their godfathers. I mean it. We are going to deal ruthlessly. So far, we have arrested so many suspects and we are going after them.
The political atmosphere in Edo State has been tense since the crisis of leadership broke out in the State Assembly, leading to the suspension of some lawmakers and their eventual defection to the opposition party.
In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party has denied any involvement in the vandalism of properties belonging to Edo State lawmakers at the legislative quarters this morning. Chairman of the party, Chief Dan Obi, in a press briefing at the party secretariat, accused the governor of not caring about the attack on Honorable Razak Momo. He further told newsmen that he cannot ascertain his current state of health. Now, the governor, Adams Oshomole, has denied insinuations that he does not care about the health and well-being of the hospitalized lawmaker, Razak Momo, who was attacked by some suspected thugs at the legislative quarters in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Governor Oshomole, who was addressing newsmen over the issue, says the accusation by the PDP smacks of mischief and is also an attempt to present him in bad light to the public.
We frown seriously at the attempt by concerned youths of Edo State to address the beating up to the point of death an elected PDP member in the House of Assembly. Bad as it may be, we believe that we should continue to give the law enforcement agencies the opportunity to deal with this situation. I also want to quickly point out that it is known to the governor of Edo State that the member that was beaten up to the point of death is an elected serving member of Edo State House of Assembly. It is sad and disappointing to note that up to this moment, the governor has not deemed it wise to condemn the action of those miscreants who were funded by the governor to carry out that act against our elected member.
Today you are in power, tomorrow you will not be in power. Any crime you have committed that the current political order covers you, when that order changes, you will be brought to justice. And so I want to appeal to them, Pastor Yamu, Danobi, and their co-collaborators in this crime, that they are all possible losers, because at the end of the day, they cannot possibly gain from this environment. And on my part, my life is a life of struggle. There can be no question that I cannot be intimidated. Even on one leg, I will fight. But I will not resort to primitive tactics. Now let me use this opportunity to also comment on the alleged attack on Honorable Razak. This is someone who has had a history of violence, a history of carrying guns and attacking people with guns. And I had insisted, as I still do insist, that everyone who has committed crime must be prosecuted according to law.
Edo State Governor Adams Oshomole. Away from that story now, the Nigerian Prison Service has set up a probe panel to investigate the circumstances which led to the riot by inmates at the Kirikiri prison in Lagos State, Nigeria's southwest region. The panel has 1 week to send its findings to the prison authorities. This is coming a day after the riot broke out at the prison, leaving one inmate dead and several others injured. The inmates are reported to have protested against poor welfare conditions, and the prison authorities had to wade in after the situation got out of hand. One of the inmates, who wouldn't want to be identified, told Channels Television that following the resumption of a new head of prisons, some of the welfare materials meant for them were not released to them, a situation which they claim has suddenly made life more difficult for them. Spokesperson for the Nigerian Prison Service, Mr. Okwe Fatinikun, said it's too early to be categorical about the circumstances that led to the riot.
And not a jailbreak. there's a difference between a jailbreak and a riot. Yesterday was a riot and not jailbreak. Meanwhile, the Controller General of Prisons, the acting Controller General of Prisons, Aminu A. Sule, MNI, has set up a probe panel headed by Assistant Controller General of Prisons Operations to unravel the mystery about the riot. And I'm further to tell you that there were 7 casualties yesterday. 3 inmates were treated, 4 were admitted into hospital. This morning, one of those 4 died. So we are having 3 in the hospital presently. At this stage, it will not be right for us now to look at the cause of the riots, since the Controller General has set up a probe panel. And I can show you before the end of this week. If you invite me, I'll be here too, to come and tell you the outcome of the panel.
Channels Television will keep you updated on the findings of that probe panel. Now, 27 hostages kidnapped by suspected militants from Boko Haram in Cameroon this year, including 10 Chinese workers, have been released. The Chinese workers were abducted in May near the town of Waza, 20 kilometers, that's about 12 miles from the Nigerian border. The others freed include the wife of Cameroon's vice prime minister, who was seized in July. Boko Haram has stepped up cross-border attacks into Cameroon this year. Cameroon has deployed troops to its northern region, joining international efforts to combat the militants. In part 2, after the break, the world marks the 2014 International Day of the Girl Child. This year's theme takes a look at empowering adolescent girls. And we're being joined on the news tonight by the project director, Vision Spring, on International Day of the Girl Child, Mrs. Ngozi Nwosu Juba. Do stay with us.